and regardless of who wins, there will be a first-time IPL champion crowned. Of course, all eyes are on RCB's talismanic Virat Kohli, who's also looking for a dream to be fulfilled after 18 long years. Standing in his way is a Punjab side led by Shreyas Iyer, who looks to be in imperious form. So just about 7 hours to go as far as that match is concerned, to be played at the iconic Narendra Modi Stadium. That match begins at 7:30 p.m. this evening. Let me also go across to our guest joining us, Atul Vasan, former Indian cricketer, Ayaz Memon, senior sports journalist, Chetan Narula, also sports journalist, all with me. I think I'm also joined by my colleague Vineet, who's joining us from CricketNext. A big thanks to all of you for joining us. Chetan, let me begin with you. We've been talking about this big occasion for both teams. Do you think there's any side that enters as a slight favourite for this evening?
Well, Shivani, if you consider the social media or just the fan following numbers, I think Royal Challengers Bengaluru are the firm favourites, or they would think themselves as favourites entering into this game. But when you talk about the way the two sides have played, they have brought about an exciting brand of cricket, an attacking brand of cricket throughout this tournament. I think it's almost even Stevens going into this big final. But yes, if you just take a look on social media, you know who is the favourite.
Yeah, well, social media chatter can be very different to what really happens on the ground, isn't it? But Atul, if there is that one thing you think could separate the two sides, what could it be?
You know, the legacy or the history of presenting Virat Kohli, the ultimate jewel which is missing from his crown. Probably that is what is separating. But I think the match is even Stevens. There are no favourites. Both the teams have shown gumption, they've shown attitude, they've shown guts, and they've shown the charisma and the chuspa and the spark which is required to win. And I think I'm just glad that we'll get a new champion today. You know, because it's good for the league that new teams are winning. You know, unless if few teams are dominating, then it becomes very boring and then the traction of the fans also does not happen. So I think it will be good for cricket in Bengaluru, in Punjab, to get that fans collected if they win the trophy. But having said that, I'm just looking forward to a good game, and the way Shreyas Iyer is matching Virat Kohli and the Shreyas Iyer legend is growing, I think it's good to see who's going to be a better chaser today in Ahmedabad.
Yes, absolutely. There are many mini battles to watch out for in this intense battle. But yes, whether it's going to be Chandigarh or Bengaluru that gets that trophy remains to be seen. There are only 3 OG sides of IPL that haven't won the title. That's of course Punjab, that's Bengaluru, that's also Delhi. Delhi hasn't been in the mix for quite some time as well, but at least one out of these 3 sides is going to win today. I asked, does it matter too much that Bangalore haven't played at this venue all of this season?
I think it will matter a bit, certainly. I don't think it will matter too much because they've been preparing themselves for this final from the start of the season. They started off with a bang, beating KKR in their first match, and have been winning consistently, especially when playing away from home. So yes, Punjab have had the chance to play there just yesterday or day before yesterday. So in that sense, they'll be a little more attuned to the conditions, and it promises to be a very humid day. So the weather could play a part. But you asked Atul what could be the difference apart from the relative strengths of both teams. And the great thing about the IPL is if you look at all 10 teams, on paper you will find they are more or less very similar in terms of or equally strong. But I think what will make a difference is the fielding, Shivani, because if you remember in the last 2 matches, Mumbai dropped a catch, they lost the match. Before that, we've seen 3 catches being dropped, and then that team against Gujarat dropped those 3 catches and they lost to Mumbai. So the nerves, to hold your nerves, to make sure that you don't get nervous is going to be such an important factor in this final.
Vineet, speaking of the venue, the weather is something that everybody is keeping a very close watch on because it did rain and delay the last match that was played here, Qualifier 2. There are some, suspicions that there could be some showers. It's certainly very humid. Some sort of cloudy weather is predicted. What's the latest on that?
Well, the Ahmedabad weather is quite unpredictable. The qualifier one, again, I mean, nobody really expected rain to play any part in it, but then again, it eventually delayed the game for nearly 2 hours. So it is very unpredictable. Yes, as other panelists mentioned, it is quite humid. You could see, I mean, there's a chance that there could be some bit of rain coming in, but then again, I mean, you can't be never sure about Ahmedabad. I remember covering the IPL final, which went round for 3 days in 2022, and so Ahmedabad weather is quite unpredictable. Rain shouldn't play any part, and that should be the case here. But then again, really unpredictable. You can never be sure about weather.
Yes. We're running what Shreyas Iyer said after getting into the final. Remarkably, Chetan, this is the third time he's entering a final as a captain in the last 5 years. Delhi, then winning with KKR, and of course he has a chance to do a back-to-back. Despite the fact that KKR, just didn't retain him or allowed him to leave. And a lot is being said about that. He seems to be a man on a mission with a point to prove this year.
Not just this year. I mean, Delhi also let him go, didn't they? And
Yes.
then, of course, he went to Kolkata and won the title there. And then everybody said, oh, it was Gautam Gambhir. That's why they won the title and not Shreyas Iyer on the field, And then, of course, he goes to Punjab and now he's in the final again. I think it's given the way that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are starting to depart from the Indian cricket scene, I think this is a time for Shreyas Iyer's star to just, go on the ascendancy. And the fact that he's led now 3 teams into the knockouts. Under him, Delhi also made the knockouts one of the years. I'm forgetting which year that was. And I think Ricky Ponting was also coach at that particular time. So now back-to-back finals with different franchises. Imagine if he goes on to lift the trophy tonight. Shreyas Iyer could be in the running for captaincy in one of the white ball formats going ahead in the next 1.5 years. But in terms of batting, in terms of his captaincy, I think he is one of the players to watch out for. And I was a little surprised why he wasn't in the mix for the test squad in England as well. That's a different debate altogether. But make no mistake, Shreyas Iyer on the rise.
Yeah. It wouldn't be unfair also to say, Ayaz, I mean, I think you and I have discussed this in the past. Multiple titles under Rohit for Mumbai also established Rohit's captaincy credentials, isn't it? So this could be the same for Shreyas.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Rohit Sharma became captain of India following his successes
Yes.
in the IPL. I mean, that was the launch pad, so to speak. Apart from the fact that he was a wonderful batsman. And now, Shreyas Iyer, what I liked about Shreyas in the last couple of years, he's not carrying a chip on his shoulder. I mean, he's last year, as I mentioned in one of the earlier shows, he didn't even get a central contract. So he's been kind of, going out there, proving himself with the bat every time. And I agree with Chetan that why wasn't he in the mix for the test team is something that boggles my mind. Because, you've got a squad of 18 in which there are people who made a comeback, there are newcomers, and here's this guy who's scoring runs by a ton in domestic cricket, in red ball cricket, in white ball cricket, you name it the format, and then he's just completely, overlooked. So it's a little strange, but there it is. Now he's got a point to prove, which he's doing it very effectively.
Yes, without getting sidetracked with too much antics on the pitch, as can be the case, sometimes he's doing it in a very calm and composed fashion, no statements really here and there that make any headlines, just going about his business. I thought you want to jump in on this. Yesterday you did have a point to make on, exactly this issue, why Shreyas Iyer is not in the mix. Why do you think he missed out?
I've said a lot about it actually, and I'm getting some flack in the social media today, and I think something is going down because in spite of Gautam Gambhir and Shreyas Iyer combining together to win the IPL, there has to be some bad blood because Gautam has got a lot of say in the team, and I think going forward, leaving somebody in this kind of touch, because we saw the way he played in the World Cup in white ball cricket, so I think looking at that class, he's won Ranji Trophy for Mumbai as a captain. He's won the Ranji Trophy as a captain. He won Syed Mushtaq Ali as a captain. So his captaincy credentials are very clear. And I think with his maturity, which is showing now, and what has transpired, I would love to be the fly on the wall. But I think we should leave it aside because the job, he knows that looking at his celebrations after scoring that match-winning 87, and he's got his best 2 knocks on this ground already. Ahmedabad 97 he got here and 87, and I think and looking at that lack of the exuberance and the passion and the aggression which we see with Virat Kohli, you can see that he is waiting for him to deliver this before he actually exhales. So I think it shows that how mature he is now.
There is, of course, some concern for Shreyas Iyer or the entire Punjab batting lineup, because in the qualifier one they played, Chetan, they actually were decimated by the bowling lineup. And this whole battle within the battle of Shreyas Iyer versus Josh Hazlewood, for example, is an interesting one to watch out for. He hasn't done very well against Josh Hazlewood. He hasn't actually done very well against most of the Bengaluru bowlers.
Yeah, you asked me first up, right, that which team goes into the final as the favourites. If at all that makes on the field Bengaluru a bit favourite, it's because of the way Punjab's batting collapsed in that qualifier one. The both sides have batted throughout this IPL in almost a similar fashion. They've just been playing attacking cricket. The one thing that perhaps went missing for Punjab in that qualifier one, I won't think too much about the collapse. But the only thing was the execution. When you saw that there was a collapse happening, maybe the middle order batters could have taken a bit more time and built the innings. That is something which we have seen from Bengaluru batters from that middle order. Whenever their top order hasn't worked out for them, Phil Salt or Virat Kohli, who've been so consistent for them, if at all they haven't worked out for them, Bengaluru's middle order has propped them up. So yeah, I think qualifier one, they won't think too much about it, especially given the way they chased down 200 plus against Mumbai, a team which has never lost after putting 200 on the board. And I think it was a statement knock from Shreyas Iyer in that qualifier two. So don't think too much about it. But if there is something that's separating the two batting sides, I think it is that batting failure. And of course, Josh Hazlewood, he is going to be the bowler to watch out for Bengaluru. There's just no doubt in my mind about that.
Yes, he needs 5 wickets to win the purple cap. That could be a little bit beyond him as far as just one match remaining is concerned. But who knows? He could get 4 and at least tie at the top, and that would be quite a final to remember for him. If one of these two, Virat with the bat, Josh Hazlewood with the ball, work for Bengaluru, I think they have a very good chance of coming out trumps. Speaking of them, it's been 18 seasons, one more shot, maybe one last shot, as Virat Kohli chases this elusive IPL dream in the 18th edition, wearing, of course, that iconic 18th number jersey. Will this be his year? Will this be RCB's year? Here's more.
18, a number stitched in red on the back of a man who's carried the weight of a franchise and its dream for 18 long years. Virat Kohli, jersey number 18, and now it is the 18th season of the Indian Premier League. A coincidence or destiny? March 11, 2008. A young under-19 World Cup winning lad from Delhi is picked in the draft by a new team called Royal Challengers Bangalore. 18 years later, that same boy has become the king. The only constant in a team that's seen captains come and go, coaches reshuffle, and fans rise and fall with every season. But one thing remained elusive, and that is the IPL trophy. He's been here before, 2009, 2011 and 2016. 3 finals, 3 heartbreaks. And in Kohli's own words, 2016, that year broke him. 2 heartbreaks in my life, he once said, the World T20 and the IPL final. But here we are again, IPL 2025, and the stars feel aligned. RCB, under Rajat Pateda's leadership, have stormed into the final, losing just 4 matches all season and obliterating Punjab Kings in Qualifier 1. Kohli, as usual, leading from the front. 614 runs, countless match-defining moments, and still the hunger burns. The man who may have stepped away from Test cricket, he's taken a break from ODIs as well. But this is unfinished business. And now the universe seems to be sending the right signals. RCB have finished second in the league table, just like 8 of the last 17 champions. 2025 has been a year for first-time winners across sports. Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Tottenham Hotspurs. Why not RCB then? Why not Virat Kohli? The catchphrase that once fired up an entire city, Isala Cup Namade, it becomes a meme, a running joke. But now it feels different. The fans aren't just hopeful, they are believers again. Thousands will fill the Narendra Modi Stadium on June 3rd, donning that iconic number 18, hoping to witness history. Because if RCB lift the trophy this time, it won't be just a win. It will be the culmination of a journey, a redemption arc 18 years in the making. For Kohli, this could be the last dance, the final hurrah. He's done it all. World Cups, centuries, records, that's all stands for years. But the IPL, that's been one prize out of his reach. Will 2025 be the year he finally lays his hands on it? Will this be the moment the king gets his IPL crown? If it ends with that trophy in hand, maybe, just maybe, Virat Kohli walks into the sunset, heads held high, tears in the eyes, and a smile that says, Isala Cup Nammudu.
Redemption, destiny, 18. These are the words really hanging in the air ahead of that IPL final. And no surprises, fans have started erupting with some puja and more around Bengaluru and the state of Karnataka. These are visuals we are accessing from across Bengaluru and other places. Fans are hoisting the RCB colours and mini flags. These are visuals from Dharwar. Posters in front of the idol have also been put wishing RCB success. Meanwhile, DK Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, also donned the RCB jersey and wished the RCB ahead of this big match.
Namaskar to all of you. Last 18 years we are waiting for a great day. 18 years of great passion and unwavering dedication, and now the moment has arrived. As our Royal Challengers Bangalore step into the field of final, now the entire state stands behind all of you with pride and belief. Please carry on. There is not just a jersey, but the dream of millions. We are with you. Karnataka is with you. Go bring the trophy home, boys. Karnataka stands. On behalf of government, I would like to wish you all the best. The entire Karnataka, millions of people are waiting for the trophy. I hope you bring us. Let us enjoy. Let us wish you all the best. Thank you.
Well, something has to be said about the RCB fans. 18 years and they've been there and they've been trying to prop up their teams and say, okay, this year could be ours. And they've had a few close seasons. There are seasons when they didn't make it all the way to the final, but they certainly had a shot in the qualifiers or made it to the playoffs. But we're here at this junction. What do you have to say about the RCB fans? They've been waiting a long time.
Well, I think Shivakumar would be the impact sub, the way he's been supporting his team there. I mean, but look, I think this is what is this is what makes sports so engaging. And the leagues and the club rivalries. Some might argue that it gets too primeval, it just gets too nativistic. But I think there's a lot of fun that can be had. There's a lot of enjoyment, and obviously, if your team does well, there's a lot of satisfaction. So 18 years is a very long period to wait for success, and I think that RCB supporters will be hoping that this is going to be their year.
Atul, what would be the best case scenario for Virat Kohli? Do you think he would like to bat first, chase in this match? What is the mental makeup that he would like to step out with?
Obviously, Virat is the eternal chaser. He's the chase master. And looking at the conditions in Ahmedabad, you were just saying that there are still some chances of rain. I think anybody who chases in a situation like this always has a upper hand. And I think Shreya Iyer also would like to chase, because once you know what you're chasing down. Last time Punjab imploded at 101 because they were scared of Virat Kohli chasing, so they wanted to get that cushion of extra 20-25 runs. And that made them actually go hard in the beginning and lost all those wickets. And then they couldn't come back in the game. So having said that, I think once you know that anybody winning the toss would like to field first today, and I think Virat, it'd be perfect if he can take his team to a victory with his bat in hand, unbeaten, and then the swan song and the legend carries on.
Yeah, well, people are talking about the swan song because this could well be his final IPL season if he does manage to win that trophy, and there is speculation he could call it quits from IPL as well. Just on the chasing part, we were discussing this yesterday, that Virat has had this opportunity as the chase master 3 times before. In all of their finals before, Chetan, they actually chased and lost. The 3 finals that Bangalore has played in the past. But, leaving that aside, of course, their last final was 9 years ago. A lot has changed from then to now. Just this pitch, what could be a good total? That is indeed a tricky one, isn't it? Because I think out of the 8 matches, 6 teams batting first have managed to post a total of excess of 200. and one was short by only 4 runs. So this is a high-scoring pitch that they're going to play in, and it could be tricky to understand what is the right total here.
Absolutely. I think even in the last game, the qualifier too, I thought Mumbai were doing really well at one stage, and then suddenly they ended up at just 208. I thought they were about 20 runs short in that game as well. And look at the way Shreyas Iyer batted; they won with an over to spare. So
Yes.
Gujarat Titans have chased 200 plus very easily. Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill, all of their batters, they've done so well. So it's a terrific batting wicket, and we have seen that across formats, not just in the IPL, across the years. Ahmedabad has proven to be a terrific batting wicket. It's a terrific outfield as well, and the boundaries given, the power hitters today, they aren't that big. It seems like a big ground, but they aren't that big. So yeah, I think side batting first. Whoever that is, they would be aiming for 220 just to get that cushion on the board, get those extra 20 runs, because 200 has become par now thanks to the impact player sub as well. So 220, yes, absolutely, get 220 on board. And again, Virat Kohli, just going back on that question about whether this could be his swan song. I mean, he has a 3-year contract, right, to play for RCB. But again, for players of the stature of Virat Kohli,
Yeah, you never
the
know.
emotions and everything, you never know what happens. It would be sad to see him go, even if he wins. I'll be very honest, because he's walked away from Test cricket, which has been so brilliant to see him in whites across the years. So yeah, I hope he lifts the trophy, but I would want to see him keep on playing a bit more.
Well, we'll wait and see what happens. Stay with CNN News 18. We will be building up to this finale all through this evening. 7:30 p.m. is that big match starting.